Hey there, YouTubers. This is LTK, Love Them Knives, and we got another knife review today, and we're getting a little too phobic about this crazy stuff. I'm just getting like obsessed on the TwoSun brand. And it's not because I'm intending to. It's because I bought a couple really cheap off of eBay, and they just came in at the same time. So there you go. You're just getting back-to-back stuff. And if you look at my review that I did on the anode TwoSun knife, which was the TS-82, you'll see my stuff about eBay. There's a seller selling these things, and here's this knife in particular, DWin99. They're just putting them up on auction, just kind of letting them go for how they go, and some of them are going for almost nothing. This one is this little dolly that I did a review on, okay, the 31. So, you know, I mean, and this seller is, I'm sorry, YYKKYY77. So, those are the two sellers right now that are just kind of just letting them float out there. They start them at $1. 7 days later, they sell for whatever they sell for, okay? This one is a really nice knife. I stole this one. I stole it. I didn't get arrested, but I stole it. It's the TS-82. I got to write that down on the back of my hand or something. I swear to God, I'm getting these model numbers all screwed up. I like this design. I mean, I don't care if it goes for $1. I'm not going to bid on it if I don't like the design. And I really like the design of this knife, so yes, I bid on it. And you know what? I said I stole it. I mean, $25, okay? $25. Yes, you can buy them on DHgate, and they cost $45. But, you know, when you're talking about $1 here and $1 there, $1 matters, you know? I mean, you're not talking about a $300 knife that you got for $275. I mean, there's not a lot you can get off the price when you could buy it online for $45, free shipping. Well, you get it for $25. Hey, that's a good deal. Can you see? I mean, the oil. Wow. These babies. Woo, baby. They come drenched. They come in a cellophane bag inside the bubble bag, okay? Inside this very plain box, okay? Titanium. Frame lock. Flipper. Harpoon style blade. How does it work? It works like shit when you first get it. I swear to God. Okay, so you take it out, you wipe it down. Okay, you wipe it down. It is just drenched in oil. But there's not a drop in those bearings. I swear to God, it's crazy. I don't know how it can have that much oil over the surface of it in that bag, tied up, and dumped in this bag and dumped in this box, and none of that lubrication get inside there. It's crazy. I don't know. Your experience may be different, but but now, oh my God, this thing is, it's incredible. I mean, because there's no reason it shouldn't be wonderful. It's got bearings. I mean, we're talking not just those little metal bearings that are stuck into those plastic discs, you know, on some of the less well-done knives, I'd say, to a degree. Although that's better than washers. But these are metal, you know, bearings in a metal encased race, you know, type deal. And I think there's some on DHgate that'll give you an exploded view, but yeah. TwoSun harpoon style blade, really nicely done, I think. And it's, you know, it's not real domed or rounded here, but it's okay. It's nothing to be concerned about. It's not too sharp up there. It's not real ragged sharp or anything. It's just a milled edge there. This is a little bit more rounded. Of course, you got like a false edge here. But I really like the design. I like the harpoon style blade. I'm usually attracted to that. But this little pinwheel thing, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm going, that's on a titanium handle. And I'm not a metal genius or anything. So you'd stamp that or you'd mill that. Because I don't know how you'd mill that. I mean, I worked in a machine shop for 3 years, and I mean, I'm not a tool and die maker, but I don't know how you do that. But that's titanium, right? Right? Yep, right. Okay, that's all tie. Let's try this. Yeah, that's tie. Okay, these, nope. That's stainless. That's stainless. So is that and that. Okay, those are steel. Let's see about these little dogs. Nah, I'm not getting... Well, you know what? I'm not sure that these standoffs are stainless. So they're either titanium or aluminum. I mean, I'm getting... Yeah, it's sticking... What's going through them is magnetic. But if you really try and stick the magnet there, you don't feel much pull, except the magnet's so strong, it's feeling this. It's feeling a little bit of this stainless. But isn't that weird that those might be titanium standoffs? I can't imagine they're aluminum. I think I've taken these apart before. And you know what? They're too heavy to be aluminum. You know how aluminum feels. And it's really, really light when you pull things apart like that. And usually aluminum doesn't shine quite up like that. It can be, but nah, they're probably tie, which is really strange, but oh well, it's good. Pocket clip, it's not a fancy milled, sculptured thing, but you know, I mean, how many knives have you seen that cost $300, $400, $500 that don't have a milled, sculptured like pocket clip? Okay, this is titanium, stamped, right? But it's not obtuse. I mean, TwoSun seems to keep their profile fairly low on their pocket clips. So they go in and out of your pocket, but they're not too tight. But, I mean, they're not a problem when you get a hold of the knife, right? Okay? No jimping here. So it's, you know, they didn't spend a lot of money doing that. Open standoff design's nice, easy to clean. And really with this look, it's very sculptured. It's pretty cool. I mean, I like it. I thought it was going to be a pretty tiny knife, and it's not a huge knife, but I think it's a little bit bigger than I kind of expected. But yeah, it's 3 1/4, right? Just yeah, let's call it 3 1/4 blade, okay? And just about 8 overall, okay? And now that we got our fancy calipers, we can measure the blade thickness, if I can see through the camera well enough to do that. Okay, so that's, what is that? 0.1. So it's, let's kick it over to millimeters. I'm relating to that better these days. So it's 3 millimeter thickness, okay? It's not a 4 millimeter thick blade. Wow. Nah, it should be, yeah, it's 3. It's right in there. 3 millimeter. It doesn't have to be real thick. I mean, that's pretty sturdy stock considering that you've got a 3 1/4 inch blade. There you go. On the other side, they do tell you the kind of blade steel. This is just, you know, when you get them out of the box, you got to put a little bit of some kind of oil on them. I just got that, so I just dropped that in there and bang! I mean, I swear to God. Now here, okay, let's talk about this. See here, let's show the other one. Okay, so you got these because you've got a hardened steel insert on the inside, right, of this. You can see that. This does not have that. This has got the detent ball is just right into the titanium lock bar surface itself. You don't have a steel insert for interfacing with your D2 blade. That's okay. I'm not getting any lock stick. And you know what? When do I start bitching? When I bought a knife for 25 bucks, you know, and that was including shipping halfway around the world, right? And it took 2 weeks and 2 days to get it. So that's not horrible. That's not bad. I've waited longer, that's for sure. 2 weeks is just what I expect normally. And when it's over 2 weeks, I'm a little disappointed, but I mean, you got to be patient. But when it got in, it's nice. It flipped like crap, and then I put a couple of drops of oil in it, and just like bang. The one good thing about this pivot, though, I mean, it's not real decorative like the other one, but it's not proprietary either, right? So you can get your Torx wrench in there, and you could pull these off. You only got 2 other standoffs here, right? You don't have a lanyard hole in this case, which is okay. You know, at one time I was really into lanyards, and of course I was doing my own paracord stuff. And not so much anymore. I don't know. I just don't need a big old lanyard hanging out my pocket. They're great if you're like backpacking, hiking, camping, backwoods, all that kind of stuff. But for, city carry, it just makes it really more obvious. It's not my preferred style anymore. So I quit doing them, But so there's not a lanyard hole. I'm okay with that. This doesn't look like your backwoods type camping knife anyhow. But you know what? I think it'd just be all right. Yes, it would be. I like it. Your lockup is not super early, not nervously early, but it'll get there. We'll focus. Yeah, there we are. What do you think? I'm thinking about 20%. So it's not nervously early, but it's not overly done. It's not a heavy lockup. All right, what do we got here? Is it centered? Yeah, it's centered. Just depends on how I tilt the knife to how it looks to you. But if you're not looking through the camera, it's centered. It's like this. It's centered. Okay. And you got light coming through both sides. So, all right. It's sweet. It's, what do you call it? Bead blast? It's a natural titanium bead blast. Would this be kind of cool? Maybe anode blue or green or gold or dark? It would be. And I think they make this model in a G10 handle that's even less expensive, but I don't think you're going to get it less expensive than how I stole it. But you might be able to go on to one of those 2 sellers I was telling you about. See over there? No, you can't see over there. To snag one of these. And of course, this is September 30th of 2016. So if this is January 2017, can't tell you that this is going to still be going on. I don't know how long those 2 sellers from China are going to be, dropping these on here for $1. They may get disappointed and quit doing that, but they do have some on a buy it now basis too. Or you can go on DHgate and get this knife there for, I don't know, $45, something like that, free shipping. So either way, it's not a lot of money, but I'll tell you what, when you get it out and it doesn't flip well, okay, don't be discouraged. Just put a couple of drops of oil, tough lube, maybe a dry lubricant, that might work as well. And wow, I mean, this thing just, it's so strange. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's just so strange because, I mean, come here. There you go, click. I mean, detent's good, obviously, and it just flies out. It just flies out. It has a real nice feel to it. It really does. Which I'm kind of surprised because it's not a very expensive knife. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, what would you compare this to? What would you compare it to? I mean, and I'm not trying to put the USA brand name guys down, like whatever, Kershaw, Sog, Cold Steel, Spyderco, whatever. I mean, a lot of their knives are made in China or Taiwan as well. I mean, so they're doing the same thing. But, I'm trying to think of the last one I saw where they had a titanium frame lock with better than 8 CR13 MOV steel. And that it was 45 or 50 bucks. Those are usually MSRP over 100, and might be able to pick one up for 80 or 90. And you know what? I might be a liar. I'm not sure you can even get one that cheap. When you start getting into those kinds of materials, I can't think of a Kershaw right off the road or the top of my head, or Spider or whatever, that would be even in that price range. They would be two something. But I'm not sure they would do this. And I think maybe their fit and finish might be a little bit better. This here is a bit, disappointing. It needs to have a deburring tool. It needs to have actually been on a buffer or something, buffing wheel, to just take. I mean, that's just like it milled straight across there, and there it is. Just a raw milled edge. I mean, it's a sharp edge. It's not sharp like it'll cut you, but it's a flipper tab. It's a flipper tab. When it's a flipper tab, it's something you're going to put your finger on. And so you don't want to put your finger on something that is just kind of an unfinished edge. I mean, that's the whole point. You want it to be somewhat comfortable. And something like this. I mean, you can see how this has been rounded in every way. Not to mention the jimping, but I'm just saying how it's been rounded. You can see the edge there. But this, I mean, it's pretty raw. So you get the point. You can see that. Other than that, and I mean, you can get as picky as you want, but I mean, it's bead blasted, it's smooth everywhere else. It's got a great harpoon style blade. It's D2 steel. It's titanium frame lock, titanium clip, stainless steel hardware, easy to disassemble if you want, and it's got ball bearing, pivot that works like a champ, And is it sharp? It's got a good working edge to it. You can tell when you get it out of the box and you feel that blade, you can tell, just let the width of the knife take it. And you can tell that it's got a good working edge on it, okay? I mean, I can tell when I just feel it. You could feel it. But in any case, it's very shiny. It's definitely a satin finish. But, I mean, I like the style. If you don't like this thing, then you probably don't like this knife. I do. I don't know why, but I really like this kind of artistic flair to it. And I definitely like the harpoon style blade. I think that's just wicked. I just think that's wicked. Wow. And you got enough meat on this tip to be, a piercing capability. But, it's basically a flat grind for all intents and purposes, which is, the great grind, right? Because you can use it for anything. I mean, a flat grind is just kind of your all-purpose slicer. And that's probably what you're going to be doing most of, slicing. So what do you got? Some things to cut up, vegetables, fruit, slicing something open, that you got, or cutting through cord or rope. It's still, it's just great. It'd be easy to get a hold of with your sharpener to put these edges down and to find your point here so you can put an edge on this knife. And it's got a good edge on it to start with. Yeah, I like it. Interesting. It's the 81, I guess, if I can remember, because I can't remember from minute to minute. It's the 82, sorry. It's the TS-82. Can't remember that in 10 minutes. Just gone out of my head. Swear to God, there's so many of these different model numbers. We're going to get off the TwoSun brand, and we're going to get onto some other stuff here pretty quick. I got a lot of stuff coming in, and I'm poor. I have no money now. I've just spent it all on knives. But it'll be a fun trip, right? It's going to be fun to assess some other ones that I've got coming in that ought to be interesting. Things that you've probably seen in AliExpress and DHgate that I think you'll really enjoy seeing on camera and having assessed. But yeah, Pretty knife. If you can catch one on eBay for a good price, I think it's worth it. I mean, I'm loving this. When you buy for $25, I don't know that. I mean, you better like it, because I mean, it's not necessarily going to be a knife that's going to appreciate or be highly collectible. But I mean, wow, Ganzo, that comes to mind, you know. I mean, that's your price range right there when you're paying that kind of money. I mean, so yes, Enlon, Ganzo, Sanrenmu. No, this is better. I mean, obviously, you know, this is not G10. This is not 440 steel. I mean, so, you know, this is something that is not just a practical carry knife. This has got some flair, some art, some design to it that I think you can really feel good about. And if you want, and you want to kind of take care of this boring issue, you could always buff around on there and around those edges. It's a big old flipper tab, isn't it? It kind of looks maybe a bit disproportional if you start focusing on that. I mean, you look at a knife like this, and you know, there's not much flipper tab. I mean, look at the flipper tab difference. Big difference. Big difference. Great knife though here. Woo! Baby. 68 bucks, 25 bucks. Hey, you know, what can I say? You know, you're not even in the same ballpark. This nice flipper tab. Not quite as obtuse. It's kind of forward, nicely rounded, and not as tall. See? Not as tall. Close, but not as tall. Bigger knife, too. This is a bigger knife. Yeah. But, baby, does that fire out? It fires out. It's great. I really like it. I really like it. It's a good-looking knife. It's really got a good finish on it. No over travel stop. Okay? No jimping. No jimping here. None along the spine. No lanyard hole. But really an artistic-looking design. Really clean lines. Really flips great. I mean, there is no trouble there. There is no trouble light switching it. I mean, push button is easy, easy. It just gets better as you flip it. It really does. Wow. Wow, that feels good. I mean, try one out. I mean, if you like the design, get yourself one. Don't hold back because you think it's garbage or you think it would be troublesome. Because I tell you what, just a couple of drops of oil on that pivot when you get it out, when you wipe it down, oh my God, it is soaked in oil when it comes in. But wipe it down, put a couple drops of oil on the pivot, and wow, I mean, nice metal ball bearing pivot. Great. The action is wonderful. I can't remember if these are ceramic. They may be ceramic bearings, but I mean, either way, I mean, there's people that don't like ceramic. They prefer the steel bearings, and others that prefer the ceramic for different reasons, and they both have legitimate, you know, reasons. But either way, as long as it works, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to get into the engineering so much. I'm just how it feels in my hand, and it feels good in the hand. Just like that, good feel on the knife. It's 3 1/4 inch blade. It's still not, you know, this is not a little boy knife. This is still a good, and this is something that is really not too obtuse for everyday carry. I mean, EDC. And it feels fairly light. You can tell it's titanium handle, and here comes the scale. We need to check that out. 4.3. Okay. So the previous one that I reviewed, the 31, that was 4.6. So it's a little heavier. Now it's going to say 4.8. It just gained weight. It gained 0.2 of a whatever. In any case, this one is a lighter knife. It's not as heavy because it's an open back design. This one's got to check that review out. But yeah, that's got a full backspacer. This one's an open design, and it doesn't have a lot of standoffs in here, just 2. So, and you got the stop pin here. The action's really nice on this. Feels light, great carry for EDC, and it looks good. I mean, how many knives have you seen that look like this? Harpoon blade with that crazy swirl design. It's pretty handsome. Get rid of the ugly box. That's horrible. Actually, I keep all my packing materials in case I ever, sell it off or do something. The people that buy knives, you know, you always want the box and the original packing and any paperwork and stuff that comes with it. Of course you do. There we go. It's good. Feels good. Flips good. All trashed up. Really nice, shiny blade. God bless America. It kills me. I got to get more stonewashed blades. This light's just incredible. But yeah, nice. You know, and the blade grind, symmetrical. It's beautifully done, I think. Well, not high-end craftsmanship, obviously made on machine, but, it's done well. And I do like the design. And I buy what I like. And this one, yeah, I like. It's cool. It'll be one that you can slip in your pocket and not be ashamed of having. And the materials are good, really good. All right, leave you alone. There you go. TS-82. It's a good knife. All right, we got more things coming down the road, so stay tuned because you won't be disappointed on what I've got coming in. God only knows when it'll get here in little dribs and drabs, but as it does, I think you're going to like some of the things that I throw out in the next couple weeks. Take care.